us away.
Hello everyone, happy Friday. My name is Pauline. Welcome to Let's Talk in English.
Hi friends, my name is Peter and we're going on an e-report today.
That's right, I'm excited about today. Today we're learning about the CarolBrass instruments. Hey Peter, let's look at a couple of the words in this title. First, what are instruments?
Well, instruments make music. Examples of instruments are the piano, the violin, guitar, flute.
Yes, I remember you play the violin.
Yes, I do, a little bit. And you play the piano, right?
A little. But Peter, are these instruments brass instruments?
No. The violin and guitar are string instruments. And actually, so is the piano. But I'm sure that we'll see some brass instruments today. In fact, let's get started. Here's Jack with our key words.
Hello， 我们今天要带各位去参观铜管乐器的观光工厂哦。首先，彭蒙慧老师拿手的铜管乐器就是小号，俗称小喇叭 （trumpet）。Doris can play the trumpet very well， 所以小号 trumpet 是乐器的一种。Trumpets are a type of instrument， 乐器就是 instrument。到这个观光工厂来，不但可以参观乐器的博物馆，还可以认识乐器的制作过程。You can see how people create a beautiful instrument。动词 create 就是创作。The first station is the parts station。沿着生产的参观步道，第一站就是零件站。名词 station 就是站。你可以在这一站看到工作人员把金属片制作成管乐器的零件。They make the pieces of metal into the parts。名词 metal 就是金属。这个参观听起来真的很有意思哦。
Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to eReport. My name is Campbell. I'm trying to find a special place. I received a text from my boss this morning. It says, Campbell, meet me at CarolBrass Tourism Factory in Chiayi at 2 p.m. today, Doris. Well, I'm here at the tourism factory, but where's Doris? Oh, there she is. Let's go. Hi, Doris.
Campbell, I'd like you to meet Carl Lee. He's the owner and founder of the CarolBrass factory.
Wow, 老板。
Today, he's going to show us how to make trumpets and other brass instruments.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. It sounds like it's going to be a fun day. Are you ready, guys? This is going to be great.
Trumpets are a type of musical instrument. They have been around for hundreds of years. People play all kinds of music on trumpets, everything from classical to jazz. Trumpets are a type of wind instrument. A wind instrument makes sounds when the player blows into it. There are many kinds of wind instruments. A trumpet belongs in the brass instrument family. What makes a brass instrument different from other instruments? Well, that's one thing we want to find out today.
Oh wow, we have a really special guest on eReport today. It's our boss, Doris.
And Doris invited Campbell to this very special place, the CarolBrass Tourism Factory.
Right. She knows the owner of this factory, Mr. Carl Lee. His factory makes trumpets. And you guessed it, trumpets are a brass instrument.
Friends, did you know that Doris and Campbell both play the trumpet? This is the perfect place for them to visit together.
I really enjoy hearing people play the trumpet. People can play all types of music on the trumpet.
And I like that phrase, on the trumpet. Jack, can you explain it for us?
从古典乐到爵士乐，小号可以演奏出各式各样的乐曲。People can play all types of music on the trumpet. 我们从这个句子学到了 on the trumpet 要表达用某种乐器弹奏出什么，可以用 on the piano、on the guitar 或是 on the violin 等等的。比如说，我妹妹只要听过好听的流行歌曲，就可以用钢琴把它弹出来。My sister likes to play pop songs on the piano. 或者你可以说 He can play the song on the guitar and we can sing along. 他用吉他把歌弹出来，我们都可以跟着唱。这些都是用介系词 on.
Thanks, Jack. Today we'll learn all about brass instruments and how they are made. In fact, we already learned one thing.
What's that?
Brass instruments are a type of wind instrument. Flutes, saxophones, and trumpets are all wind instruments. You have to blow into these instruments to make sound.
Right, I don't need to use my mouth to play the violin. Do you use your mouth to play the piano?
Of course not.
Well, that's because the piano and the violin aren't wind instruments. A trumpet is a wind instrument. You play it, you use your mouth to play.
That's right. Good point. We're learning so much. Well, let's watch our next part.
Mr. Lee, your instruments are very famous around the world. Many professional musicians play your instruments. Is that true?
Yes, you are right.
And did you know that they make instruments that are one of a kind?
One of a kind?
Right, nobody else makes them like that. They're special, one of a kind.
Wow. Mr. Lee, can you tell me about this little trumpet?
这一把迷你小号是我们公司自己独家研发出来的。它现在是目前全世界最小的迷你小号。
This is the world's smallest trumpet. Look, isn't it cute? 我可以吹吹看吗？
可以，没有问题。
Wow, that's a really beautiful sound. It really is very easy to play. 这个也很特别. This is a really interesting trumpet. It's got a very odd shape to it.
它这把乐器就是Dizzy Gillespie的造型。
Oh, I know Dizzy Gillespie. He was a famous jazz trumpet player.
Yes,
是不是?
yes.
Hey, Campbell, would you like to play the Dizzy Gillespie?
Sure. Wow.
Mr. Carl Lee and his wife, Ms. Carol Lowe, founded the CarolBrass factory in 1989. In the beginning, they made instruments for other companies, but eventually they began to sell instruments under their own company name. In 2015, 26 years after the factory started, Mr. Lee decided to open the CarolBrass Tourism Factory. Mr. Lee opened the museum as a way to help more people appreciate brass instruments and brass music. When guests arrive at the factory, they enter a ramp. Along the ramp, there are pictures of different brass instruments. People can see pictures of trumpets, trombones, and other instruments as they walk. At the end of the ramp is a museum. Inside the museum, they can see a collection of brass instruments. Some are big, some are small, some are new, and some are very old.
So we learned that Mr. Lee's instruments are very famous and unique, one of a kind.
Yes, in fact, Mr. Lee makes the world's smallest trumpet.
Yes, I was surprised it sounded so good. Oh, and I really liked that other funny-looking one.
Right, I didn't know trumpets could come in so many shapes and sizes.
I know, but this is the place to go to learn about brass instruments. They have been making brass instruments for almost 30 years.
Wow, that's amazing. And it sounds like a great place to visit.
Guests are welcome to come tour the company. You can walk along a ramp and see pictures of different types of brass instruments.
Right, we finally saw some more examples of brass instruments. Trombones are a fun instrument. They look like a really long trumpet, but there's a part you slide back and forth.
And I think this factory makes those too.
I'd like to see the museum. I'm always interested to see old instruments. And maybe I learn some more about other brass instruments I don't know about.
That would be interesting. Although I think it would be even more interesting to see how they're made. We'll see that right after this short break. See you soon.
Let's talk in English. 10 minutes every day. That's the way.
Welcome back, friends. Would you like to play an instrument, or do you play an instrument?
If so, do you know what kind of instrument that is? Or have you ever thought about how those instruments were made?
I never really thought about that before, but that's the fun of eReport. We're always learning new things. In fact, let's get back to that now.
There is a walkway at the CarolBrass factory. As you walk along it, you can see the different steps that it takes to create a beautiful brass instrument. The first station in the walkway is the parts station. This is the area where the different parts of the instruments are made. Workers take pieces of metal and shape them into all the parts of a brass instrument: the slides, valves, pipes, and bells. Once all the parts are made, they are passed on to the next section. The next section is the assembly station. Here, the different parts are put together to create a complete instrument. Next, the instrument gets passed to the finishing station. Here, finishing touches are put on the instrument to make it shiny and beautiful. The last section is the quality control and packing station. Here, workers check to make sure that each and every instrument is perfect and that there are no problems with it. As each instrument passes the check, it gets put into a case. The instruments are then sent to different places to be sold.
Many people ask, what is the difference between a brass instrument and other instruments? Well, let me show you. Most of the time, when a musician plays a brass instrument, he or she will use a mouthpiece. The musician presses his or her lips against the mouthpiece and blows. This makes his or her lips vibrate, and that produces sounds. The rest of the instrument takes these sounds and makes them louder. And they can also change the notes. A musician can also change the pitch of the notes with his or her lips. When the lips are looser, that makes lower sounds. When the lips are tighter, that makes higher sounds. Listen. Pretty interesting, right? Well, friends, I had a great day here. I'm so thankful Doris invited me to come to this factory. I have played the trumpet for 30 years, and this is the first time that I got to see how brass instruments are made. You know, this kind of reminds me of when I first started to learn to play the trumpet. It was really hard, and I sounded terrible. But I didn't give up. I kept practicing, and I kept working on my skills, and I got better and better and better. And you can too. If you're trying to learn something and it's really hard, don't give up. Keep practicing, keep working on it, and you will improve. Well, friends, that's all the time we have for today. We'll see you next time on eReport.
Pauline, that walkway at the factory sounds really interesting.
I agree. I think it's amazing that people can take pieces of metal and turn them into parts of instruments.
It's great that you can actually see the area where different parts of the instrument are made. Oh, hey, Jack, can you talk to us about that?
我们在生产线的参观步道第一站可以看到乐器零件的制作过程。This is the area where the different parts of the instruments are made. 这个句子很长，但是请你从 where 开始看。其实 where the different parts of the instruments are made 是一个形容词子句，用来修饰前面的 the area。Where 可以翻译成的地方，全句的意思就是这就是各乐器零件制作的区域。我们来看例句，请你留意由 where 所引导的形容词子句，修饰它前面的名词。比如说 ，This is the house where Jack lives， 这就是 Jack 住的房子。This is the city where she grew up， 这是他成长的城市。或者 That is the park where people go for a picnic， 大家会到那个公园去野餐。
So in the first station of the factory, workers make instrument pieces from metal. Then there's the assembly station. Here, they put the pieces together and create a whole instrument.
Right, and finally there is the finishing station. Here, workers make the instruments look perfect and beautiful.
Oh, Pauline, did you hear? Campbell, he finally answered our questions about brass instruments.
Oh, yes. So we know you need to use your mouth to play a wind instrument, like the trumpet. But trumpets and other brass instruments have a special mouthpiece.
Right. All brass instruments use a similar mouthpiece. To play them, you don't just blow air, you also vibrate your lips. It just takes a lot of practice.
Just like learning English. And friends, thank you for practicing your English with us today. Let's take a moment now to practice reviewing our key words we learned.
Here's our first key word from today. Trumpet. Trumpet. Tim plays the trumpet in a band.
Instrument. Instrument. How many instruments can you play?
Create. Create. He created a beautiful painting.
Station. Station. You must pass through 4 stations.
Metal. Metal. The toy car is made of metal. Okay, friends, you're doing great. Keep on practicing. And now it's time for Super Sentence Man.
Hi, everyone. This show is called That's Strange, and I'm your host, Dan Green. Now, sitting over here on this rock is the old man of the mountain. He has been living here for 20 years. Let's see if we can wake him up.
Did someone say a super sentence?
Oh, Super Sentence Man. Oh, what a surprise. Hey, you're on TV.
I'm always on TV.
No, but I mean you're on TV.
Well, that is exciting, I suppose. Now, someone just said today's super sentence, someone has been somewhere for some time.
Oh, that's me. I was talking about the old man of the mountain. He has been living here for 20 years. Now that's strange.
No, that's super. A super sentence every day will make your English...
21 and 179 days.
The old man of the mountain? You're alive. Well, I mean, awake.
Well, yes, you were talking very loudly.
Oh, this is super indeed. The old man of the mountain. Do you have a super sentence for me?
A super what?
A super sentence. You know, someone has been doing something for some time.
Oh, this young man has been talking for a couple of minutes.
This young man has been talking for a couple of minutes.
Oh, well, that's because I'm trying to do a TV show. It's called That's Strange. We talk about strange things, and sometimes I interview strange people. That's why I came to find you.
Well, you should interview this man. He's wearing strange clothes.
Wait, excuse me. I'm wearing strange clothes. You, sir, are wearing bear skins. And you need a haircut.
Oh, well, you, sir, are wearing your pajamas, and it's all red.
Super Sentence Man is arguing with the old man of the mountain. Now, that's strange.
After all these years, I think you need to take a shower.
Well, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's e-report. I sure did. Peter, do you listen to music with trumpets in it?
Yeah, actually, I like to listen to jazz and classical music. Often they use trumpets to play this kind of music.
That's right. I love jazz music. It's one of my favorite kinds of music, and trumpets are often featured in jazz.
Well, maybe some of our friends will start learning an instrument now that they see how they're made. Well, friends, thanks for joining us today, and make sure to come back tomorrow, right here on
Let's Talk in English. Goodbye.